Assalamualaikum and good day everyone. We are from Group 6 and today we will record the Board of Directors meeting for Maju Bertiga Berhad. My name is Mariana binti Muhammad Nasir, metric number 264962. I will act as Chairman Tan Sri Yusof Jalil.
My name is Wan Nurafika Iziani binti Wan Muhammad Rashidi, metric number 261062, and I will act as the Company Secretary, Ms. Fauzana Fauzi.
My name is Amira Fauza binti Amran, metric number 261035. I will act as the Managing Director, Datuk Mukhtar Haji Dasuki.
My name is Hanisa binti Badrul Hisham and my metric number is 261103. I will act as one of the directors, Mr. Yoh Wah Saw.
My name is Nurfati Izzati binti Makroni, metric number 261176. I will act as one of the director, Puan Sri Lim Teng Hee.
My name is Nur Azariza binti Muhammad Faizul, metric number 261199. I will act as one of the directors, Mr. Nathan Naik. Okay, now we will proceed with the Board of Directors meeting.
Good morning, everyone. It is already 9 a.m. By this time, the chairman should already be here. I am sorry, Ms. Fauzana. Did he inform you about his lateness or we should postpone the meeting?
I am so sorry for the delay. I have received a message from the chairman that he is on his way. He will be in this meeting very soon. Furthermore, based on Article 329 of Companies Act 2016, the chairman must be present within 15 minutes of the meeting, or else the directors present today can elect one of the members to replace the position of the chairman.
Good morning everyone. I'm really sorry for being late. I have to settle down some urgent matters just now and thank you for waiting patiently. Without any further delay, let us start the meeting. First of all, thank you for attending the Board of Directors meeting of Maju Bertiga Berhad today. I hope everyone is doing fine and healthy as the cases of COVID-19 keeps increasing. Before we start our meeting, let me introduce myself first. I am Tan Sri Yusof Jalil, the chairman for today's meeting. Before we proceed with the agenda, Ms. Fauzana, could you please confirm the attendance and the quorum for today's meeting?
Sure, Tan Sri. I would like to reconfirm the attendance for today. You may say yes if I call your name, and I will take that as attending the meeting. However, if there is no response upon calling, I will record it as not attending the meeting. May I start with Datuk Mukhtar Haji Dasuki,
Yes.
Mr. Yo Waso,
Yes.
Madam Sri Lim Teng Yi,
Yes.
Mr. Nathan Nair.
Yes.
Alright, thank you for the response. I hereby confirm that all directors have attended today's meeting and the quorum is present today, Tan Sri.
That is great. Thank you, Ms. Fauzana. And can you please explain our agenda for today?
Alright, Tan Sri. As for today's meeting, the purpose is to get the board's approval for our normal businesses in AGM, ordinary businesses and authority to issue shares, and to discuss some particular issues of the company. The agenda are as follows. Review and approve on the directors' fees and benefits for the coming year, review and approve on the authority to issue shares pursuant to Section 75 and 76 of the Companies Act 2016, to discuss auditors' intention to resign, to discuss about the appointment and fixing remuneration of new auditor, discussion on the letter of demand received by our subsidiary Maju Bina Sedia Berhad, proposed amendment of our company constitution and circular to shareholders, discussion on the audit report of audited financial statements, discussion on the query from Mr. Yo Wasaw about indemnity, review and finalize the notice of 38 AGM, and lastly, the resolution to hold AGM and authorize secretary to issue notice. For the voting procedure, which will be conducted later, when Tan Sri calls for a vote on the resolution, Please raise your hand in front of your screen.
Alright, thank you, Ms. Fauzana. So, with the consent of the members present, I declare that the notice of board meeting having been circulated for the prescribed period was taken as read. Therefore, I would like to call the meeting to order and proceed with the first agenda. We will start with our first agenda, which is to review and approve the director's fees and benefits for the coming year. Then, I would like to open to any directors to give opinion and address regarding this agenda.
Thank you, Tan Sri. Regarding this agenda, I would like to address my suggestion that the total amount of director's fee and benefit for the coming year is remain the same, like the current year, which is 504,240 ringgit, as to motivate all the directors to cope with the challenges that we face due to the outbreak that have decreased the profit of the company drastically. By having the internal motivation, the directors will striving more into planning the strategies to bring the companies back on track.
Excuse me, but I disagree with Mr. Yu's suggestion. As for me, the amount should be reduced due to the financial performance of our company. It had been affected critically during this COVID-19 outbreak. Therefore, I do not think that this is a good idea.
I am sorry, Madam Shrilin. I agree with Mr. Yu. Even though our profit is not at a good level right now, but if we reduce the amount of the fees and benefits, that is not only affected the motivation of the directors, but also creating an internal pressure for the directors for not receiving a reward that align with their hard work. During this pandemic, there are a lot of challenges need to be built to ensure our company could stand up during this COVID-19. However, if the fees being reduced, I afraid that they will be lost their interest to direct the company.
Well, we shall proceed with the voting as there are two suggestions given by Mr. Yoh and Madam Sri Lin. Please raise your hand if you are agreeing on the fees and benefits of directors will remain the same like the current year, which is amount to 504,000 ringgit, 240 ringgit for the upcoming year. Okay, please raise your hand if you are agreeing to reduce the amount of fees and benefits of the directors for upcoming year. Okay. Have you recorded the numbers of voting, Ms. Fauzana?
Yes, Tan Sri, from the voting, majority agree with the suggestion to maintain the amount recommended for the upcoming year on the fees and benefits of the directors. This means that it will be the same as the current year.
Alright, since a majority agrees, I hereby declare that the resolution that on the fees and benefits of the director for the year 2022 is RM 504,250. Thus, we will bring this agenda to next AGM for ordinary business. Now, moving on to our next agenda, which is the authority to issue shares pursuant according to Section 75 and 76 of the Companies Act 2016. Before that, Ms. Fauzana, could you please explain to us further regarding this matter?
Sure, Tan Sri. According to Section 75 and 76 of Companies Act 2016, the directors of the company could issue and allot shares upon the approval by way of resolution in the company. The authority shall be commenced immediately upon the passing of this resolution and continues to be enforced until we hold the AGM.
I'm sorry, but we have already got the approval on our last annual general meeting. Why we have to do it again?
Okay, to answer your question, I'm referring to Section 75, Subsection 1 and 76, Subsection 3 of Companies Act 2016. So, Section 75, Subsection 1 stipulates that unless the prior approval by the way of resolution, by the company has been obtained, the directors of the company shall not exercise any power to allot shares in the company. And according to Section 76, Subsection 3, an approval will expire when the company holds an AGM or at the conclusion of the AGM held next after the approval was given, or at the expiry of the period within which the next AGM is required to be held after the approval was given.
Now I get it. Thank you for the clarification on this matter. Is there any changes to the number of shares issued by our company?
For the time being, there is no additional shares that will be issued by the company. Okay, is there any other question or confusion for this agenda?
No.
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 Thank you, Ms. Fauzana, for clarification on this matter. If there is no more question, we shall proceed to the voting for this agenda. Please raise your hand if you agree on the authority to issue person according to Section 75 and 76 of the Companies Act 2016. Alright, since everyone agrees, I hereby declare that the resolution on the authority to issue shares pursuant according to Section 75 and 76 of the Companies Act 2016 is passed, and this agenda will be presented in the next AGM for the special business. Now, we will proceed with the next agenda, which is the resignation of auditor. Then, I would like to invite Dato Mokhtar to explain and address the issue regarding the resignation of the auditor.
Sure, Tan Sri. I'm sure that everyone here has been informed about this issue. On the date of 15 November 2021, we have received a letter from our auditor, Ernst & Young, proposed that they would like to resign as an auditor due to auditor rotation and downsizing of their audit team. According to Section 281, Subsection 1, an auditor of a company may resign by giving a notice in writing to that effect to the company.
Thank you, Dato Mokhtar. Do you all have any question about this?
No.
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 Alright, please raise your hand if you agree and approve this issue. Okay, thank you, and hereby I declare that this agenda has been resolved. Next, we will move to next agenda, which is the appointment and fixing remuneration of new auditor. Ms. Fauzana, could you please elaborate on this?
Sure, Tan Sri. As we all know, Ernst & Young wish to discontinue their services. Therefore, the appointment of a new auditor and their fixing remuneration should be brought to conclusion for the next annual general meeting. The board of directors has the authority to fix their remuneration.
Any suggestion for our new auditor?
I would like to suggest KPMG as our new auditor, as I have received many positive feedbacks related to this company.
Does anyone agree with Mr. Nathan's suggestion?
Agree with that suggestion, as KPMG is also one of the best audit companies. All their works has been proven as excellent and gave a lot of fair views from others' opinion.
Okay, let's vote now. Please raise your hand if you agree with the suggestion. Okay, since everyone agrees, let's proceed on fixing the auditor's remuneration. I would like to invite Mr. Nathan as the member of Remuneration Committee to expand on this matter.
Thank you, Tan Sri. So based on the meeting with the remuneration committee, we decided to maintain the same remuneration for the new auditor.
I second the motion.
I agree with the decision.
So, since all agree with the suggested remuneration for the new auditor, I hereby declare that the agenda has been resolved. Ms. Fauzana, I think you can already prepare related document to appoint KPMG as our new auditor.
Noted on that, Tan Sri.
Okay. Now, let us proceed to the next agenda, which is the discussion on the letter of demand received by our subsidiary, Maju Bina Sdn Bhd. Ms. Fauzana, can you explain on the demand?
Sure, Tan Sri. Our subsidiary, Maju Bina Sdn Bhd, has received a letter of demand from Kumpulan Kencana Berhad for outstanding balance of RM652, 652,500 ringgit. This is the amount proceeding after the sales of steel made by Kumpulan Kencana Berhad to our subsidiary company in the previous 1 year period. Maju Bina Sdn Bhd has failed to make the payment as agreed to the terms of the sale and purchase agreement of the materials, even though Kumpulan Kencana Berhad has made repetitive requests for the payment. Therefore, Kumpulan Kencana Berhad has demanded that full payment amount to be paid within 14 days from their date of the letter, which means by 8 December 2021.
Thank you, Ms. Fauzana. It seems like the is already due. Are there any suggestions from our boards of directors regarding this concern?
To suggest that our subsidiary I would like to suggest that our subsidiary company to be winding up as it seems that our subsidiary is unable to pay the debt. Furthermore, our subsidiary company has neglected to pay the sum, thus making it meet the definition of inability to pay debts under Section 466 subsection 1A of Companies Act 2016, where a company shall only have the period of 21 days to pay the debt after receiving the notice of demand.
I agree with Dato' Mokhtar. The final date has been passed and Kumpulan Kencana Berhad will brought up this issue to the court. So, our subsidiary will be liable for the costs incurred during the process. If we still proceed to run the subsidiary company, there will be a lot of additional costs that we still need to incur.
Yes, I think this is the best option and we shall appoint one or more liquidators for the purpose of winding up the company's affair and distributing its asset in general meeting. Before that, a petition to wind up the company shall be filed in the court within 6 months from the expiry date of the notice of demand issued.
Yes, I agree with everyone to one up the subsidiary company. As Maju Bina Sdn Bhd has failed to make the payment repetitively, it's also reflected that the financial position of this subsidiary has continuously not performing well. Hence, I second this resolution too.
If that's so, I would like to reconfirm by calling for a vote from everyone. Please raise your hand if you agree with the decision to wind up our subsidiary company, Maju Bina Sdn Bhd. Okay, thank you everyone. Hence, I declare that the resolution to approve and will be bring to our coming AGM. We will also inform our subsidiary beforehand. Moving on to the next agenda, which is to discuss on the proposed amendment of our company constitution and circular to shareholders. The amendment of constitution is decided by the board due to pursuant of members' meeting to be conducted virtually and also pursuant to non-application of par value. I believe that all the board members are aware on the detail on proposed amendment. Furthermore, Ms. Fauzana has prepared the circular to shareholders. Ms. Fauzana, have you shared the completed version of the circular to all of our board of directors?
Yes, I have sent the completed circular on the amendment of our company constitution to every board of directors via email. Did you happen to receive it, everyone?
Yes, we have
Yes, we
Yes.
have
Yes,
received it.
we have received.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Fauzana, for providing the completed circular to shareholders. Now, everyone can refer to the circular sent by Ms. Fauzana. So, are there any issues or objections about this circular?
no.
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 I think Ms. Fauzana did a great job on preparing the circular to shareholders. All of the necessary details are there and appear to be correct.
If so, I need everyone to vote to finalize this matter. Please raise up your hand if you agree with this completed circular in relation to proposed amendment of our company constitution to be sent to the shareholders. Okay, as everyone is in line, thus I announce that the completed circular to shareholders in regard to the proposed amendment of our company constitution has been approved. Thus, the circular will be distributed to shareholders before the next AGM. Now, we will proceed with the next agenda, which is review and approve the audited financial statements of the company for the financial year ended 31st December 2021.
According to the report from our auditor Ernst and Young, the financial statement of Maju Vertiga Berhad that comprise of the statement of profit or loss and other comprehensive income, statement of financial position, statement of changes in equity, statement of cash flow and all the related notes to the financial statements including a summary of significant accounting policies as set on page 14 to 96 is being prepared following the generally accepted according principles (GAAP) and being presented in a true and fair view. The representative from auditor in the Ernst and Young, Mr. Jimmy Chong, could not attend the meeting today. Then he has passed the information to Madam Sri Lim Teng Yi. Madam Sri Lim, can you give some clarification and opinion on this agenda?
Sure, thank you, Dr. Mohta. So regarding on this agenda, the accompanying financial statement give a true and fair view of the financial position of the group and of the company as at 31st December 2021 and of the financial performance and the cash flow for the financial year are in accordance with Malaysian Financial Reporting Standard, International Financial Reporting Standard and the requirements of Companies Act 2016 in Malaysia. That's all for auditor's opinion and clarification for this agenda.
Thank you for the clarification. Is there any more question?
No.
No.
Alright, so now we will proceed with the polling session. Please raise your hand if you agree to approve the audited financial statement of the company for the financial year ended 31st December 2021. Alright, since everyone agrees, I hereby declare that the resolution to approve the audited financial statement of the company for the financial year ended 31st December 2021 is passed. Thus, the audited financial statement will be circulated at least 21 days before the date of our general meeting, and the audited financial statement will also presented in the next AGM for ordinary business. Next, we will proceed to the next agenda where we got query from Mr. Yoh about indemnity as he is concerned the possibility of legal actions against him by third parties. Is it true, Mr. Yoh?
Yes, Tan Sri.
Okay. Is there any opinion and clarification for this agenda?
As part of the appointment of officers, the board will often approve indemnification agreements with the officer. These agreements provide for indemnification of officers for personal liability for actions taken on behalf of the corporation. The board will also approve separate resolutions that approve indemnification for decisions made by directors.
Thank you for the clarification, Dr. Mokhtar. So now, I want to know if all of you agree to approve the indemnification from Mr. Yoh.
Yes.
Yes, because the indemnity agreement is included in the post-incorporation process of companies.
Thank you for your response. From here, I see that everyone has agreed on approving the indemnification. So now, I declare that the resolution to approve the indemnification from Mr. Yoh is passed. Now, let's move on to the next agenda, which is to review and finalize the notice of the 38th AGM. Ms. Fauzana, can you please read the draft of the notice of AGM?
Yes, sure, Tan Sri. So I will read the agenda on the notice of the 38 AGM related to the resolution that needs the approval from the members, which are: number 1, to approve the audited financial statements for financial year ended 31st December 2021. Number 2, to approve reports and or statements that is related to financial statements. Number 3, to wind up our subsidiary company Maju Bina Sdn Bhd. Number 4, to approve the directors' fees and benefits for the coming year. Number 5, to inform about EY's resignation as our auditor and to appoint KPMG as the new auditor for the coming year and fixing their remuneration. Number 6, authority to directors to allot and issue shares pursuant to Section 75 and 76 of the Companies Act 2016. Number 7, to approve the indemnification from Mr. Yeo Wah Saw. And number 8, to approve the amendment of the company constitution and circular to shareholders. For your information, the AGM notice will be circulated at least 21 days from the AGM. Is there any question or suggestion?
No.
No.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Fauzana, for the help to read the agenda for the upcoming AGM. So, is there any objections on this agenda for 38th AGM?
No.
Then we will proceed with the voting session. So please raise your hand if you agree with this agenda for our 38th AGM. Alright, since everyone agrees, I hereby declare that the resolution on the agenda for 38th AGM is passed. And Ms. Fauzana, please finalize all the details regarding this agenda for notice of 38th AGM.
Yes, sure, Tan Sri.
Now, let us continue with our last agenda for today, which is to make resolution to hold AGM and authorize secretary to issue notice. Ms. Fauzana, can you also elaborate on the details of our 38th AGM?
No problem, Tan Sri. For the 38th Annual General Meeting of Maju Vertiga Berhad, we decided to conduct it fully virtual because it is more convenient in this current situation of COVID-19 pandemic. The AGM will be held on 1st of February 2022 at 8:30 a.m. There will be a live streaming from our broadcast venue located at level 10, Office Tower, number 3 Jalan Nagasari, Office Jalan Raja Chulan, 50200 Kuala Lumpur. Other members can join the meeting via Microsoft Teams platform.
Alright, Ms. Fauzana, thank you. Does everybody agree with the details of our 38th AGM? Is the date and time suitable?
I agree with the date and time.
Me too. I have no problem with the date.
Sure, I am also available during that time.
Yes, me too.
Okay, now please raise your hand if you agree with the resolution. Okay, as everyone agrees, our AGM will be held fully virtual on 1st February 2022 at 8:30 a.m. So, Ms. Fauzana, could you please prepare the notice of AGM and submit it to all board of directors and shareholders?
Noted on that, Tan Sri.
Alright then. I hereby declare that the resolution to hold AGM and authorize secretary to issue the notice of AGM is passed. I think we have covered everything on the agenda. So to wrap up everything, Ms. Fauzana, can you please re-announce all the results of the agenda today?
Sure, Tan Sri. We have 10 agenda for today's Board of Directors meeting, and here are the results of the voting for each agenda. Okay, for the first one, for the fees and benefits of the directors for year 2022 is 504,240 ringgit was agreed and approved by the majority of directors. Number 2, the authority to issue shares according to section 75 and 76 was agreed and approved by all the directors. Number 3, the intention of auditor to resign was agreed and approved by all directors. Number 4, the appointment and fixing remuneration of the new auditor, which is KPMG, was agreed and approved by all the directors. For number 5, the decision to wind up our subsidiary company, Maju Bina Sendian Berhad, was agreed and approved by all directors. The number 6, the completed circular to shareholders in regards to the proposed amendment of our company constitution has been approved. Number 7, the audited financial statements of the company for the financial year ended 31st December 2021 was agreed and approved by all directors. For number 8, the indemnification from Mr. Yeo was agreed and approved by all the directors. For number 9, the agenda of 38 AGM, it was agreed and approved by all directors. And lastly, for the resolution to hold AGM and authorize secretary to issue the notice of AGM was also agreed and approved by all the directors.
Thank you, Ms. Fauzana. If there is no further question, I would like to look for a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I propose the meeting to be adjourned.
I second the proposal.
Therefore, I now declare this meeting stand adjourned. Thank you for attending today's Board of Directors meeting.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.